Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to today's Christmas special. A story about a different type of holiday magic. Finding the courage to choose yourself and your happiness. Let's dive into the story that starts messy but ends beautifully. I need someone to please convince me, 23 female, to leave my boyfriend, 25 male of 7 years. My boyfriend and I have been together for 7 years this December, and I'm just now starting to realize how bad our relationship really is. Throughout our whole relationship, I know that it isn't the best, but I was just glad to have someone I could turn to when I needed it. And we really have had a lot of great times. I think we can all relate to this. It is really hard to recognize how our relationship really is. Recently, after starting a new position where I'm surrounded primarily by men the entire day, I realized how different my boyfriend is compared to other guys. The other guys I see are so goal-oriented, similar to me. They take on responsibility, aim to be the best at what they do, constantly want to improve themselves, and are just really well-mannered. My boyfriend can be very blunt, quick to get defensive, downright rude, and honestly, just not very fun to be around sometimes. It's natural to notice these differences when you grow and experience new things, especially when you are young and discovering what type of partner you are looking for. In the 7 years we've been together, he has never once taken me out on a date. I'm always the one who plans out our dinners, which he doesn't like to go out anyways and complains the whole time. Our vacations, our fun little outings, mostly are ruined by his bad attitude. I find myself emotionally and mentally drained after going out to places like that with him because he can just so easily turn things into such a sour evening over something so small. Not getting a good score in bowling, getting pickles on his burger, heavy traffic, etc. And usually either wants to just go home, complains the rest of the night, or pouts. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're doing all the work, planning all the fun, and he's out there pounding over pickles? You know, we have a cute word for that. It's man-child. He doesn't have any goals, and anytime I ask him of his plans, he gets super defensive and shuts me down immediately. When we get into arguments, he can sometimes escalate to name-calling on some rare occasions, and will tell me to shut the up and calls me psychotic. Girl, that's not being blunt, not even a rough patch, that's straight up emotional abuse. He also made many comments before about my weight, what I eat, suggesting I work out or try a diet. I'm 5'2" and 140 pounds. And then he gets mad at me for being insecure about my body, which I explained to him is because of his comments. I'm well aware are all signs of manipulation, gaslighting, and verbal abuse. Reading this making me so mad, because you would ask, why would you put up with this for 7 years? But I'm pretty sure we all made the same mistake. At least I know I did. On the flip side, I know I sound like an idiot. He really can be very sweet. Girl, you really not. We all been there. And I'm definitely no joy to put up with either, and can be super annoying and also snap at him too. But I do refrain from yelling or name calling and try to keep it respectful. The thing is, we all end up in these relationships. And we think that this is supposed to be normal until we end up in an actual healthy relationship. That's the point when you realize what you had in the past was not normal, not even healthy. But you have to go through these experiences first to recognize it later. Lately, he has noticed me being a lot more distant and has amped up his affection and really trying to be nice to me. He cuddles me on the couch, in the bedroom, offers to rub my head, which he never does unless I back him. I feel really terrible for wanting to end this 7-year relationship based on a recent revelation just over the last week or so. It's like I just woke up one day and felt like this is going nowhere and I need to leave now. And that is a perfectly fine reason to end a relationship. You don't have to wait until something dramatic happens. If you feel like that, that is enough by itself. Part of me feels like maybe I'm just going to snap out of it and be fine again in a week or so, but the other part doesn't want to snap out of it. I feel all of this rage inside of me just swelling and has built up for years. Every day on my drive home, I just think of all the mean things he has done to me over the years. And it just makes me so incredibly furious that I put up with it. I don't know how I should do this since we both share an apartment together. Just renew the lease for another year and have an animal together that we both deeply attached to. Although in past discussions we agreed if anything ever happened, I would take him. I feel horrible for leaving him in such a vulnerable spot. Neither of us really have any friends in the area either. Opie, I really feel for you. It's very hard to walk away from someone after spending together so many years. But you are responsible for your own life, not for his. If you really feel like that, you have to put yourself first and move on. We have a lot of updates for this story, so let's just figure out step by step what happened next. Update. I just want to say I'm so blown away by the support from everyone. I started reading these comments at work and I had to stop because I started crying. I'm going to take a few days to figure out what I need, get things sorted, and then break the news to him. My job pays pretty well, so I'd be able to afford the apartment on my own. We have a separate bedroom he can stay in while he's figuring out where he's going to live. Girl, yes, I'm so happy you're realizing you can handle things on your own. You don't need to stay stuck for anyone else. Everyone is so right that I need to learn how to live and do things on my own. I feel like I have a new boost of confidence now and I know exactly what I need to do. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I've been feeling this way for a very long time and I just been repressing it. It's only now that my brain is putting its foot down and saying, okay, enough is enough, you gotta go. I wish I had the chance to respond to everyone. A few of the comments literally left me speechless because I just can't even form words to show how accurate they are and how much they meant to me. I sincerely appreciate everyone and I have gone through and read each and every comment and still will up until I finally end things in a few days. I love this. You are finally putting yourself first. The boost in confidence, that's the taste of freedom. And it's everything. Update. I did it. The whole time it was a lot of deflecting, blaming, accusing, and defending. Not once did he seem genuinely sorry for pushing me to this point or any of the things he did before. He'd rather accuse me of cheating on him than be in the wrong for this. It's because the little baby's little ego got bruised. But seriously, the fact that he couldn't recognize anything he did wrong, that's the projection of how your future would have looked like. You're done with all of that nonsense, and I'm here for it. The next post is 3 days after the previous update. Hi everyone, I'm so grateful for all the advice given to me. I read each and every comment and I cried at most of them because of how accurate they were to my situation. That's because most of us have had these toxic relationships. And now we are out here trying to help others so they wouldn't go through the same. Eventually, this is the exact reason why I created this channel. I gave myself a big, long pep talk about how I have no obligation to him. I don't owe him anything, there is nothing I get from him that I can't get from someone else, etc. Exactly, when you're gonna be in a happy relationship, you're not gonna need to convince yourself to stay in it. I was planning on ending things this weekend, but we had another little argument while I was at work. It was basically about me being so distant. I told him that it's been weighing on me lately, all the names he called me in the past and all of the mean stuff he's done to me. He literally said, if you can't get over it, then leave me. So I said, okay. And then I guess he didn't realize the okay mean like, yeah, we should break up. So he was like, so what do you want? And I said, we should break up. I love how Opie was like, don't threaten me with a good time. And then she was, dun dun dun. I've never threatened to break up with him, but he always threatened to break up with me over small stuff, so I don't think he really took me seriously. I left work early and continued to talk to him about it and said he could stay here until he found a place. And that obviously I'm keeping our pet because I'm the one who had him and kept him before we even moved in together. Sounds very reasonable and very well planned. He kept blaming and deflecting the whole time, and it all kind of confirmed to me exactly why I am breaking up with him. He even accused me of cheating, LMAO. He ended up leaving to go his mom's house and then came back an hour later and then actually apologized and broke down. The whole time, even while apologizing, he is shifting blame. He said, "You want someone perfect, but nobody is perfect. If I wanted perfect, I would have left you a long time ago." Which, ouch, LMAO, but he saw that as some type of compliment apparently. He offered couples counseling, he begged for another chance, he said he had no idea how hurt I was. He said he didn't think I was serious before. He said if he would have known I was going to break up with him over it, he wouldn't have done it to begin with. Womp womp. I said that I offered couples counseling many times throughout our relationship when I felt at my lowest and broken down, and he always would tell me that couples counseling is a waste of time and he'd rather just break up. I said that I've always accused him of not taking me seriously throughout the relationship, and this whole breakup just confirms that for me. I said that it shouldn't take a breakup for him to want to do these things, he should just done it to make me happy. Oh, now he's motivated? That's not love, that's just the fear of the consequences. Every time I accused him of not taking me seriously, disrespecting me, making me sad, saying mean things to me, I was finally getting justice for all of those things now and sticking up for myself when I should have years ago. He always used to make fun of guys who beg for their girlfriends after their breakup, and he'd say how stupid they were and call any guy who is overly nice to his girlfriend a simp. Then here is he, crying and begging for me to stay with him and suddenly regretting the lack of affection and niceness throughout the years. It's not cruel to feel peace. You deserve respect the whole time. If he only realizes that after he lost you, that's on him. He begged me to consider this breakup to just be a break so that we could get back together after. How about no? I said no. And lastly, I reminded him that anytime I've ever asked him about a break, he said he'd rather just break up with me. Good. Then he got what he wanted. All of these manipulated tactics, the gaslighting, the personal attacks, they all came back to bite him in the ass last night, and I honestly loved all of it. I love knowing that I was truly sticking up for myself and removing myself from such a horrible, toxic, and unhealthy situation. Good. No no's from me. I love this for you. I told him he should get personal counseling and work on himself. He's still staying here for the meantime. I didn't want to add insult to injury and kick him out with nowhere to go. It's not like he couldn't go to his mommy. You are just too kind. We have 2 bedrooms, so we both just going to kinda hang out in our own spaces until we can figure something out. I said that while he's staying here, things are going to be completely different. We are essentially roommates. We are not going to talk unless it's necessary, no hanging out, no anything. I'm going to look at apartments and probably just move out on my own in the next couple weeks. He's still basically in a mix of shock and denial and keeps telling me he'll prove it to me, but I'm standing firm. He had the audacity to ask if we can still have LOL, no. He wants to prove it. Babe, you had 7 years. The trial period is over. The fact that he thinks he can still sleep with you, sir, no. That privilege is revoked. Access permanently denied. The next post is 14 days after the previous update. Hi everyone, it has been 2 weeks since my last update where I ended things with my then boyfriend of 7 years. I just wanted to again say thank you to everyone who helped me gather the courage to finally break out of things. This is going to be my final update on the situation because I feel like everyone deserves to know how I'm doing. After the first couple days of him crying for me back, eventually it just stopped. There were a few guilt trips here and there, which I just used the Grey Rock method for. Thank you for those who taught me what that was. I think he actually might be talking to someone else now, which is a relief on my end, because it has been relatively quiet and civil between us while I still been stuck here. He's been going out a lot more frequently and just keeping to himself. We both just signed a roommate release agreement last weekend and I will be officially moving into my new apartment this Thursday. Yay, bestie, that is awesome news. Personally, I feel amazing. I never felt this happy before. I feel so confident and just so great about myself. Every single day, I just think about how I was almost ready to just settle down with the first serious boyfriend and not even give anyone else a chance. I want to punch the old me for being so dumb, LMAO. You were not dumb. You were hopeful, patient, and committed. Now that you are out, the contrast is crystal clear. And you never, ever, ever gonna accept anything less than what you actually deserve. I started using some dating apps just to meet and talk to new people. And it really has made me realize just how much I've been missing out on. There are so many great guys out there who are genuinely so kind and respectful and such a step up from what my ex was. I have guys I've known since high school finding out I'm single and throwing themselves at me. Super huge confidence boost, wow. I'm so excited to just explore my independence, go on real dates with different people, and just live my life as a single person for the first time since I've been 16. 10 out of 10, highly recommend calling it quits on a relationship you just don't feel satisfied in or one you are not being respected in. Every morning I wake up feeling even better than the one before that. And this is exactly why you needed to do this. For you. It makes so much sense that you're already feeling so much better about yourself. It is because you weren't the one who caused your unhappiness. And now you have all the power and all the control for your future. The next post is 47 days after the previous post. I'm doing one last update just because I've had a few people direct message me asking for an update. I've been living on my own for a month and a half now and broken up for just about 2 months. It is such a relief and I feel so much happier. I never knew how much the relationship was weighing on me. But now, when I look back at it, all I see is toxicity. The rose-colored glasses were definitely starting to fade when I broke up with him. But now, they are completely shattered and I see just how horrible that relationship was. It makes sense. It feels like finally breathing after holding your breath for years. I'm so happy for you. I started talking to someone new who has been so incredible. Puts forth the same exact effort I put forward. So respectful, patient, kind, caring, funny, etc. It is super nice to have someone who is so supportive and I can talk to and also actively supports me being independent and encourages me to look for personal growth. I went on my very first date and he's introducing me to all new foods I never tried before, taking me out once a week to a new restaurant. I have never in my life felt so happy, at peace, and just like everything for me is going right. I also have so much confidence knowing I took a leap of faith and broke up with the only stable person I had in my life after 7 years of being together, and then moved out on my own after never having lived alone. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that confidence boost? Girl, you took control of your life and it's paying off big time. I'm so here for this glow up. As for my ex, he helped me move but was pretty passive-aggressive the whole time. Sort of a high and mighty attitude like, I'm the best for helping you move sort of thing. He was under the impression I still let him have visits with my cat because he was super attached to him. I'm not that convinced he meant to visit the cat you are thinking about. But after I was officially moved out, I told him that he would not be able to see him anymore. He took it pretty hard. Called me names, blew up my phone a few times, I had to block him. Sir, the animal shelters are full. Go and adopt a cat. I haven't heard anything from him since, but he's still posting old pictures of my cat online with captions like, the best cat in the world, and weird things like that. No, because this is the best cat in the world. I also got a notification that he looked at my LinkedIn profile too, which was odd. I broke up with a guy in 2017. He checked my LinkedIn last year. Also, when I sometimes play World of Warcraft, he comes with his stupid character and stalks me. So don't worry, babe, this behavior is pretty common. Overall, he isn't even a speck on my mind anymore, which kind of proves to me just how over this relationship I was. I feel no sadness, remorse, regret, guilt, etc. After we broke up, for the first couple of weeks, I felt a lot of bitterness and anger for how I was treated. But now, I don't even feel that anymore. I just feel super at peace and calm with the situation, and I feel like this has been a life-changing situation for me. I feel like I have so much room to grow, and I can see myself becoming a better and stronger person every day. I would love for anyone who is going through a similar situation to reach out to me if they have any questions or need advice. Thank you everyone again so much for all the helpful words of encouragement and building my confidence so I could get myself out of a dead-end relationship. This is the kind of story that makes you want to reevaluate your own life and never settle for less than what you deserve. The last update is 235 days later of the previous post. Last year, I was in such a bad place and I didn't even realize it. I had been in a toxic and abusive relationship for 7 years and I was only in my early 20s. I had no idea that the guy I was with since I was 16 was holding me back far more than I could ever imagine. The small little comments, the name calling, not letting me have boundaries, not respecting me. I built up an immunity to it all and assumed it was normal. This is what I want to say to every single person who is staying with their significant other because it's what they always known. It's not worth it. Don't do it. You deserve so much better. Your future self deserves so much better. You get one single life to live and you want to live it like this. For my entire relationship, I convinced myself that it isn't that bad and it could be worse. And he's a great guy, but just has his moments, as if I deserved that. I thought because he wasn't physically abusive, just mentally, that it was somewhat okay. I kept looking back at how we argued and thought, I probably provoked him. Or I'm just difficult to deal with, as if that would be even a reason for him to act that way. I know all too well how hard it is to come out from a relationship like this. How easy it is to normalize mental, emotional, and even physical strain, especially when it's been going for years. I totally feel the frustration and the relief in realizing you deserve better. It's also inspiring because it shows how much awareness and self-respect can change on our life. I posted my first post on a whim, not even expecting to get much feedback. I read every single comment. I cried so hard because everything just related to me and made so much sense. I felt like an idiot for staying as long as I had. I finally stopped hiding all the things he would do or say and told my friends and family. I actually was keeping a note in my phone of all the incidents and just sent it directly to my 2 best friends. They cried because they had no idea the things he would do/say. After breaking up with him, I felt instant relief. It has truly been the happiest I have ever been in my entire life. I had to eventually block him once I moved out because he wouldn't stop contacting me. But it has been pure bliss. I know exactly what you are talking about. When I left my toxic ex, first he was saying how much he loved me. Then when that didn't work, he called me everything you can imagine. Then I blocked him on everything, but he was still sending me disgusting texts. As I said earlier, I still caught him looking at my LinkedIn last year. So yeah, this is just the typical toxic behavior. Some things I'd done since ending the relationship. Met an amazing guy who treats me beyond perfect. Got a promotion. Started exercising regularly. Started going to therapy regularly. Learned to cook. Started conquering my biggest fears one by one. Got over my fear of planes by learning to fly one. Wow, congratulations, that's amazing. Decided to move out of state next year. I'm about to graduate. Looking for a bigger and better job. My new relationship is beyond healthy. I've never had such healthy communication in my life. I feel so respected, so listened to, so appreciated, so loved. We are on the same page in every single instance. This is the exact type of relationship I have been needing for the last 7 years. I, for some reason, just never thought I'd be capable of finding someone else to put up with me. And now I have someone who makes an effort to let me know how effortless it is to love me. If I would have stayed in my last relationship, I would have destined myself to stay in this rundown city with a person who doesn't give a about me, and my mental health would be on a steady decline. This is really shows how much you can miss out if you're staying in your toxic relationship. I'm so happy for Opie for getting out and changing her life so drastically. Alright, that's it from me for today. Merry Christmas, guys, and see you tomorrow.